when it's always been this way. Forked tongues and voices behind curtains with no name. Well, they plot their wicked schemes, setting fate for all mankind, with evil that can fill God's pretty skies with clouds that burn bright. How I wish somebody'd make the voices go away. Seems they're always talking, ain't got much to say. Well, a picture's worth 1,000 words, but a word ain't worth a dime. We all know they'll go on talking till the end of time.
You're not even listening to me, are you?
I'm listening.
Like everyone is listening.
For sure.
You're listening to
Z107.5. Dig Z Country, Z107.5 is KXKZ Ruston, West Monroe.
Well, it's about that time on Z107.5 for Southern Outdoors on your radio dial. It ain't just hunting, it's a way of life, from them Louisiana swamps to them skyscraping pines. Talking about bass, bucks, ducks, squirrels, turkeys, and hogs, Gulf Coast fishing and gigging bullfrogs. We talk about it all. It's about that time for Southern Outdoors. It's a way of life for them backwoods country folks. From the deer stand to the duck blind, here in sportsman's paradise. It's Southern Outdoors on Z107.5.
Here's the Hickson Ford Southern Outdoors Show with your hosts, Brandy Watson and Todd Causey.
Welcome to Hickson Ford Southern Outdoors on Z107.5. I'm your host, Brandy Watson, along with Todd Causey.
How y'all doing out there?
And we have a very special guest in the studio with us tonight. Somebody from my hometown, Winfield, Louisiana. We have Tori Smith, the pro staffer from Dress to Kill TV on the Sportsman Channel. Hey, Tori, how are you?
Hello, how are y'all doing?
We're doing great.
Good.
Glad to have you with us.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
It's nice to actually have a hometown girl in here.
Yeah, you don't sound so country too bad. You sound a little bit more at home. That's me. I always sound like the weirdo, you know.
Yeah, that's like, you know, we got this country twang, but we can't even tell we have a country twang because we from the same area. We sound alike.
Right, that's right. Everybody else is the weird.
The oddballs.
Yeah, we're not.
That's exactly right, because people around here, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? The country twang is just
part of way of life.
Yeah, you know, it's funny. You go somewhere out of state, go up north or something, and you hear people talking, and then you're like, that sounds weird. But then you talk and you hear yourself talk, and it sounds so much differently than it. I mean, it's weird.
Oh yeah.
What tickles me is when you go up north, you go to a different place, they'll say something.
Oh gosh.
And you're like, what?
Something.
Say something.
Yeah.
And they'll go, something.
Oh yeah.
Or y'all.
I get that a lot. I've been to Shreveport and they ask where I'm from, and I'm thinking, really? You know? And so whenever, you know, I travel further north and around all the girls, I mean, it's just a laugh. You know, they make me say everything, and they laugh at me, but I'm laughing at them, you know, at the same time. So it's a lot of fun.
Where's the other girls from?
Oh wow, they're from the Midwest, lucky dogs. They get to hunt all them big deer up there. We have Alex Templeton, we have Kristen McDaniel, and Kristen McDaniel's from Illinois. Alex is from Missouri, close to Tammy. We have Dusty Perillo, who currently just took a job at Eagle Lake Outfitters in Illinois in Pike County. And then we're going to actually be on a hunt there, but I'll talk about that a little bit later. Tammy Gregory, who is our ringleader. She's been in the industry for over 20 years, and she lives in Missouri. We have Candace Woods, and she lives in Ohio. And then we have me, the only Southerner from Louisiana. And then we have Maria Young, who is from Iowa. And we recently just took on 2 new pro staffers, Lauren Murrell from Florida, of all places. And she just got back from Africa, actually. And then we took on Miss Tina Daniel, who is in Missouri also.
Now, what part of Missouri are they from? Because we love Missouri. We go up to Missouri. We try to go that way every chance we get. But
It's Gatlin, Missouri. It's around there. Tammy's actually in the process of moving. She's not sure where she wants to move, Colorado, Nebraska. She's kind of getting the itching to move, and kind of, she's even thought of Alaska. So you never know about her. She's kind of, fly by the seat of her pants, and she's a lot of fun. So, but I know that we were like an hour south of Iowa, so we were on up in the top part of Missouri.
so tell us a little bit about Dress to Kill TV on the Sportsman Channel, and about how you got into it, and what is it like for you to be a part of this?
Oh God, it's a dream. I mean, it's still kind of surreal, I think. It's funny. I mean, promise you it was not me killing big deer to get me on a bow hunting pro staff. If you would have told me that, Matthews was going to be sponsoring the pro staff that I was on, I'd have told you were crazy. Duck hunting, that's all we did. My whole life was duck hunt. And, at a little place, Saline Lake in Clarence, Louisiana.
Know it very well.
At one time, there were a lot of ducks at Saline Lake, but, so it's a funny story. I moved from Winfield to Downsville with my fiance, Chris Jolly, and he's a full-time horse chewer, and he was just kind of like, come on, let's change the scenery. You've been in Winfield your whole life. I was like, all right, why not? So my son and him, we moved on, and it was kind of closer to where he works, So I got there, and here I am bored at home. I'm, just kind of got really into Facebook and was looking, and I seen Tammy Gregory, had a like page, and I was like, wow, Tammy. I was like, oh, what's she been doing? And I clicked on it. When I did, it said that she was creating a new pro staff, a group of women, and I was like, oh man. And then I clicked on it and went to the Dress to Kill TV page at that time. It was fresh, hadn't been on there maybe a month. And I seen that Kristen McDaniel was on there, and man, I mean, the toads that girl had in pictures was just, oh God. And so I talked to my brother, and I was like, you know what? I was like, you know what I seen? And they were accepting bows, and he was like, do it. He said, who cares, It's about personality. It's about your passion for it, and you love it. You crave it. And he was like, throw a twang in there. They need a southern duck hunter on the mix, And I was like, okay. I was like, I'm going to do it. He said, don't lie. Be 100% honest, and just see what happens. I wrote a biography. Was 100% honest, told her I'd never killed big deer, had a Matthews Outback bow. I'd had it for maybe 4 years at the time, at 3 years. And so I sent the email on, and next thing I know, I got an email back from Tammy, was asking if she could call me. And let me tell you, when she told me she was calling me, the next day at 11 o'clock, I was sitting at my kitchen table with the phone in front of my face. I couldn't believe it. And when I said it rang, and it was so funny because Chris was sitting there too, because there was no way he was going to miss it, And when he looked at me, he was like, that's her, We've been watching Tammy on the Wild Outdoors with her husband Jay for years. And so I was like, oh God. And I said, hello? And she just started laughing, and she was like, Tori? And I go, yes, ma'am. And she just died. She was like, I love you already. And we hit it off. And the next thing I knew, I flew out in December to her house and met all the girls, and we bonded, and we are like a family. And, I was really skeptical. I've never hunted with girls. Now there's a lot of women in the hunting industry, and I think that's amazing. That's great, because I had to drag my cousin Natalie Womack by her hair almost out of the bed to go duck hunt with me, because I was like, come on, it'll be fun, And it was always, my brother Jed and my dad, and then the guys. And but it was amazing. I mean, Kristen's as frilly and girly as she can be. Candace is a nurse and a mom. Maria is a stay-at-home mom, but she sells things from her house, and she's just, they're so outgoing and so different. You got students. Dusty was a special needs teacher for years, and here I am, the duck hunter. The other women, none of the other girls had ever duck hunted, and that's really all I knew besides killing a doe with my bow or a hog, even a rabbit, and so we bonded, hit it off, and we are very close actually to live so far apart.
I bet it's been an amazing experience.
It's been a journey. It definitely has. It's been very intimidating, not killing a big deer and trying so hard, but learning the industry, because the industry is a lot different than what you would ever dream it to be. It's a real small industry, very, very small, and it's stressful. Hunting season, you want it to be fun because you love it, and that's the reason you were in it in the first place. But all of us are filmed. Like, a lot of people don't realize, our cameramen are our boyfriends or husbands. It has to be someone who is with you at all times. And it can be very stressful because you stress out in the woods and then you bring it home. And I mean, we all get together and we laugh and we joke, and me and Chris fight, and you go home and you blow it off and you try not to bring it back in the woods the next morning. But it's tough, and we all got together, and he was thinking we thought we were embarrassed, thinking we were the only ones that fought. And then when we all got together the first time and the guys all met, it was story time, let me tell you. Because
We don't feel so bad now.
No, the girls were talking about how they divorced, and we divorced 5 times this season, so it's fun.
But you're listening to Hickson Southern Outdoors on Z107.5. We're going to take you to your Nomis Tech Tip, and we'll be back with more about Dress to Kill TV on the Sportsman Channel with Tori Smith.
Here's another Hickson Ford Southern Outdoors Tech Tip, brought to you by Nomis Pawn and Gun in Jonesboro.
Come to the biggest little store around, Nomis Pawn and Gun in Jonesboro, Louisiana. Diamonds, jewelry, guns, big screen TVs, tools, and a whole lot more. Purchase a scope, Nomis will mount it free of charge. Free bore sighting, 0% down and no interest on 12 months, same as cash. Nomis has been in business for 30 years. Nomis Pawn and Guns, where you get everything from diamonds to double barrels. 418 Allen Avenue in Jonesboro, Louisiana. Welcome to Sun Outdoors Tech Tip, brought to you by Nomis Pawn and Gun, where you can get anything from diamonds to double barrels. So go by and see Sonny and tell him Southern Outdoors sent you. As deer season gets closer, do you find yourself anticipating and planning for that next whitetail adventure? Those big bucks that were seen but not harvested lurk strongly in your mind. Where can you relocate your stands? How can you provide the best shot opportunities that are crucial to your success? Even with the most careful preparation, victory will elude you if your arrow cannot hit its mark. Physical as well as mental preparation is necessary in order to be a good archer. Simply picking up the bow and checking the sights a few days before season will not provide you with the adequate skill or confidence needed when that long-awaited deer steps into range. Preparation for hunting season should commence long before opening day. In fact, it should be a continuous process in the off-season. If you have not been using your bow, the first few weeks of practice should be dedicated to building muscle strength and establishing consistent form. With safety factors in mind, strategically place a target butt in your basement or elsewhere in your home. Distances that is not an important factor, since this type of practice can be accomplished at 15 or 20 feet. You'll get to enjoy the added luxury of shooting day or night, even in air conditioning when the days are warm. Whether you are a professional archer or a weekend warrior, all archers should usher in the new season by establishing consistent form. An effective way to achieve this is to practice on a blank target butt several times a week. Shoot the arrows at the practice butt, but don't focus on where they are hitting or even aim at a specific point. Instead, concentrate on shot execution, keeping the bow pulled apart solidly throughout the entire shot process. Be aware of what your bow arm is doing. Does it explode towards the target as the air is released, or does it drop because you aren't maintaining proper back tension? More than 90% of the bad shots can be attributed to the bow arm, and most are caused by lack of adequate back pressure. Strive to duplicate the shot with good form. The release hand and bow arm should complete the sequence in the same position at the conclusion of every shot. After several weeks of previous style practice, take your skills to the outdoor range and shoot the same shot at a target. Seeing the bullseye in view, the tendency will now be to over-aim the shot. With aiming as a focal point, the forward pressure of the bow arm is lost and a poor outcome will follow. Instead, let the sight pin float on the target. Talk yourself through the shot and work to duplicate the form you mastered indoors. The results will surprise you. And this has been your Southern Outdoors Tech Tip.
Why are so many people choosing Hickson Autoplex in Monroe? Over 600 new Fords and 200 pre-owned vehicles to choose from. Upfront pricing on every new and pre-owned vehicle in stock makes getting a great deal easy. Shop online at HicksonFordMonroe.com, where our e-commerce specialist will deliver a great price and an unbelievable shopping experience without ever leaving your home or office. The reason we sell so many is you pay so little.
On the Hickson Ford Southern Outdoor Show, it's time now for the Fishing Report, brought to you by Good Things in West Monroe.
Good Things of West Monroe has that one-of-a-kind gift, whether you're looking for rustic, hunting, or western decor. Good Things also carry concealed carry purses by Montana, as well as western and blingy ones too, dresses and wild-colored leggings, and contour tees. Good Things also has Mexican pottery and outdoor decor, just in time for spring and summer. Good Things, 3001 Cypress Street, West Monroe, or on Facebook at Good Things Gifts.
Welcome to Southern Outdoors Fishing Report, brought to you by Good Things Gift Shop. This is my wife's favorite shop, and you can get all kinds of good things there, so go by and check them out. The Louisiana Department of Wildlife and Fisheries began reducing the water level in Saline Lake in Wynn Parish beginning July 1st in the fight against Sylvania. Largemouth bass tips, 77 degrees is the largemouth bass prime water temperature range, and fishing should be good right now. Bait fish are much more active in this water temperature, and the largemouth bass will be feeding aggressively throughout the day. This is a great time of the year to be on the water. Crappie tips. Crappie prefer this water temperature and will be actively feeding and staying in solid patterns. Bait fish are more active and schooling in all parts of the lake in this water temperature. Catfish tips. The entire catfish family is very active and actively feeding in this water temperature. All catfish, including blue catfish, flathead, and channel cat, will be looking for their next meal. And this has been your Southern Outdoors Fishing Report.
Let's get back to more on the outdoors way of life with the Hickson Ford Southern Outdoors Show on Z107.5.
And welcome back to Hickson Ford Southern Outdoors on Z107.5. I'm your host, Brandy Watson. Don't forget to download the Red Peach Radio app free on your Android or iPhone and listen to us anywhere in the world. Also, you can go to www.z1075fm.com and watch us via the web. Also, if you have any questions or there's anything you would like to hear, check us out at Southern Outdoors Radio Facebook page or shoot us a message at southernoutdoorsradio@yahoo.com. And now we're going to get back to Tori with more about Dress to Kill TV on the Sportsman Channel.
Hello.
Well, I got a question. How long has Dress to Kill been actually on the air?
This coming deer season will be our third season, but we actually, you have to film a whole season and then it's aired. So one full season we've aired.
One full season?
One full season, yes.
So the show is still in its early stages, or really getting going?
Oh yeah, it takes years. I mean, it takes years, it's real hard, in the industry, like I said, learning about it is your sponsors, If your sponsors ain't happy, you're not going to do good, So we are at the point we're still gaining sponsors
And that's something I know firsthand, being an account executive for all 4 radio stations here at Red Peach Media. You always want to keep your sponsors happy, and I want to thank all of our sponsors for Southern Outdoors.
Definitely.
Right now, and that's a big thing in it. And we was talking about a while ago. You did a lot of duck hunting growing up. I did a whole lot of hog hunting. And coming from Wynn Parish, anybody that knows where Wynn Parish is, and if you don't, we're a really, really small community, and just about everybody does some sort of hunting, fishing, whether duck hunting, hog hunting, deer hunting. And when like our slogan, it's not just hunting away, it's a way of life. Yeah. This is proof that it is not just hunting. It is our way of life. It has been our way of life, and it continues to be our way of life. Yeah. And that's why we always stress, get out there and get the kids involved in this too.
Oh yeah, I sure didn't know any different. My dad was real quick to drag me out of the house, and my brother is 3 years older than me, and man, I'm a daddy's girl, and my brother's my best friend. Without my mom and dad's support, watching my son, I couldn't do this. It's around, we have to work together as a team and my poor daddy has used a lot of his saved vacation days that he would take for duck hunting to watch my little boy during the week now, so that I can go and try to get that buck down and travel and hunt and travel, and bless his heart, he don't ask twice. He puts those days in and he does it. And then my mom is off. She works at Grand Elms Dairy Maid. Hey y'all, and they're off. Thank goodness now on Saturdays, Sundays, and Mondays. So that helps a ton. So I'm a weekend warrior pretty much. We work, we have jobs, we're moms, and we go when we can. And you play with the weather, you play with the wind, and if the wind and the weather's good during the week but you can't go, you're just going to have to move your stands, move your sets, change your strategy, and just do what you got to do on the days you can be there.
That's right.
And that's the way it is for us too.
That's right, and especially with the bow hunting, and that being your passion, same as mine. When you work and you have a full-time job, and hunting is not your full-time job, then like you said, you have to take that opportunity to hunt when the opportunity is there, and regardless of what the weather conditions are or everything, then you just have, like I said, change your setup, change your strategies, and just try to use it to your advantage in some way, because you can't always be there when everything is perfect.
That's exactly right. The wind changes on you, and you had planned on hunting this set, that you had this nice buck coming in, but it's not worth going in and blowing him out with the wind not being right, or the so what you do, you just say, well, I'll save him for another day. Let's go hunt this other set that the wind's going to be a little bit more in our favor. We'll come back to him when we can. I've learned a lot about that. Usually, you'd be like, oh, I'm going to go in there and go after this buck. I'm going today, but it's not worth it. And you learn that. We become scent freaks. We have the hunting room in our house, and the door stays shut. You're not allowed in it. We get really serious. August 1st is when my scent free starts. I start scent free shampoo, no perfume. The trucks get clean. We don't, no nothing. Our sheets are washed in the earth scent. Our towels are washed in earth scent. And people laugh at us, but the difference, y'all, is just amazing. I've gotten closer, and it's tough being a girl. Perfume and our shampoos are so strong, but it will linger on you forever. So it's a lot.
See, and that's one thing that hurt me year before last was being an account executive and getting in and out of the truck, going to see my accounts, and then having that perfume on during the week. The weekend get here, and it's like man, it's like
I'm gonna spray you down with earth scent before you walk out of the house.
I have that. I have look, we have so many bottles of earth scent everywhere, and we spray it all down.
The Hunter Specialty wafers, man, they're all over. It's bad whenever you look and somebody's like, "What is your kid playing with?" I'm like, "Oh, that's just a Hunter Specialty earth wafer. It's okay." It's all over our house, and my mom can come out. She's like, "Tori, what does it smell?" I'm like, I don't smell it. She says, it smells like dirt. And I'm like, oh, yeah.
Good, it's working.
It's working. Yeah. Yeah, so it's stressful being a girl. And, now they, one of our sponsors, Dough Girl, is a scent line product of makeup, which I'm mainly, mascara, I'm happy, and face paint. I'm a huge face paint girl. My dad's always, I guess it's instilled in my head, put your head down, face paint. Put your head down, face paint, duck hunting. And, but Dough Girl makes a line of scent-free makeup.
Oh, that is awesome.
Lipstick.
I would like to get my hands on some of that.
Yeah, she's out of Texas, and, it's crazy. Lip gloss, lipstick, eyeliner, I'm like, well, really? This is where we're at. at now. And I mean, think about, God, what, 10 years ago there was nothing for women. You're wearing like 4 pair of pants, and you know the crotches hanging to your knees because it's all in men's.
All in men's.
You're wearing like so many clothes you can barely throw your gun up to shoot ducks. And now the industry has come around so much for women, and it's
nice.
That's right. I mean,
It
it's
is
amazing.
nice.
Go and look at Miss Brenda Valentine back in the day. Bless her heart, and you see where the clothes have come.
So just because, you know, us guys and other people, we're sitting here watching, you know, the Outdoor Channel, the Sportsman Channel, and we're seeing these women hunting and up there, and they got their makeup all on, and everything's looking all camera ready.
That's right. It's still scent free.
That don't mean that they got on Mary Kay or whatever.
No.
It could be the scent free stuff. I was on Facebook the other day, and Crystal Pistol was talking about there was some people was dogging the girls who were out hunting and had all their makeup and everything on, and she said, that don't mean they're saying they were saying that they were fake. They wasn't really hunters, you know.
And that's so close-minded the way
Yeah.
I think of it, because it's not fair. I mean, you still have. I mean, look at the industry. You have beautiful women. I mean, look at Eva Shockey.
Yeah,
you know,
gorgeous.
And, you know, it's just, you know, and then you have Tiffany Lukoski. I mean, it's these women. I mean, they're beautiful women that love to hunt. Who cares if they, you know, more power to them, you know?
Yeah, and I've got that before too. You know, being an account executive, and you'll go somewhere and you'll be dressed up in a dress and heels, and people look at me, especially with hog hunting, you know, and catching hog. And I think me and Crystal could relate on this. You know, we go catch hogs live and flip them, and you know, they look at me in this dress and heel, and they go, No, I don't believe it. And Todd's like, I tell you right now, I'll put her up against anybody. I can guarantee you she does it. So don't let the dress and the makeup fool you, because we can get out there and we can rough house and we can hunt with the best of them. But you're listening to Hickson Ford Southern Outdoors on Z107.5. We're going to take you to break, and we'll be back with more after this.
Upfront pricing at Hickson Autoplex is the talk of the town. Like this new F-150 Super Crew 4-wheel drive with a discount of $11,000. And that's not all. We have over 600 new vehicles and 200 pre-owned vehicles available to choose from. All clearly marked with upfront pricing on every windshield. So what are you waiting on? Huge selection, upfront pricing, and discounts up to $11,000. The reason we sell so many is you pay so little.
On the Hickson Ford Southern Outdoor Show, it's time now for your archery talk.
Dan Lord Plumbing, LLC, the place for all your plumbing needs, from big to small. Dan Lord Plumbing puts in septic tanks, treatment plants for residential and commercial, and even new construction. Dan Lord Plumbing has a camera and jetter service and can locate utilities. Dan Lord Plumbing, LLC. Don't go to sleep with a leak.
Welcome to Southern Outdoors Archery Talk, brought to you by Dan Lord Plumbing, where you can get all of your plumbing needs. Don't go to sleep with a leak. Here's a little history on archery. Archery is a sport that dates back years and years before modern day versions that we have today, with all sorts of high-tech equipment and different techniques of shooting and competing with other archers. To give you an idea just how old archery really is, in approximately 2800 BC, the first composite bow was produced by the Egyptians. It was made from wood, tipped with animal horn, and held together with animal glue. Unstrung, it resembled a C shape and would have required 2 people to string it. The bowstring was made of catgut or sheep intestines. The arrows used were extremely light and could be shot 400 yards using the composite bow and would easily penetrate the armor of that time period. The Egyptians used archers on the back of light chariots who were highly trained and skilled and could easily outflank an enemy army with devastating effect. Back in the day of the Roman Empire, they owed much of their military superiority to their skilled archers. In Europe, the bow and arrow were displaced by firearms as a military weapon in the 16th century. By the time the Spanish Armada attempted to invade England in 1588, an English county troop levy consisted of 1/3 bowmen and 2/3 soldiers with guns. And by centuries end, the bow had been almost abandoned as a weapon. Nevertheless, people of the Far East employed archers in warfare as recently as the 19th century, and the use of the bow and arrow in hunting and intertribal fighting continues in Central Africa and South America up to the present day. The bow was retained as a hunting weapon, and archery continued to be practiced as a sport in England by both royalty and general public. The earliest English archer societies dated from the 16th and 17th centuries. The oldest continuous held archery tournament still extant, known as the Ancient Scotian Arrow, was founded in Yorkshire in 1673. And about 1790, the Royal Toxphiliot Society was formed to advance the sport. The Prince of Wales, afterward George IV, became the patron of this society and set Prince's lengths of 100 yards, 80 yards, and 60 yards. These distances are still used in the British Men's Championship. York Round is a 6 dozen, 4 dozen, and 2 dozen arrows shot at each of the 3 distances. Although archery has definitely changed since the people of the Bible first used it, without it, history may have turned out much differently. Bows and arrows saved many people's lives and even still do today. As a means of hunting animals for food, as a defensive or conquering weapon, or as an instrument in competition, the bow and arrow has impacted the world. Physically, the structure of archery has developed. The circumstances for which archers use their bows and arrows has changed drastically, and the way in which warfare utilized archery has nearly come to an end. Archery has etched and will continue to etch an imprint on the world's mind, even if only in history, legends, and stories. And this has been your Southern Outdoors Archery Talk.
Now back to the Hickson Ford Southern Outdoors Show on Z107.5. It's not just hunting, it's a way of life.
And welcome back. I'm your host, Brandy Watson, and we want to thank some of our sponsors. We want to thank Hickson Autoplex over on Louisville Avenue. If you want a new ride, go over there and they'll hook you up. I love my Ford F-150. Of course, everyone knows that. Also, Nomi's Pawn and Gun in Jonesboro, Louisiana. They have everything from diamonds to double barrels. Dan Lord's Plumbing. Don't go to sleep with a leak. And we also want to thank Wild Things Custom Meats. They have the best buffalo bacon burger you will ever eat in your life, and that is not a joke. Also, we want to thank B&L Marine. If you want something to get you out there on the water, or maybe a duck boat, go over there and see them at B&L Marine. And also, Good Things at 3001 Cypress Street in West Monroe. Now back to Tori and Dress to Kill and Todd, and we're going to talk a little bit about their passion for archery.
Yeah, and we was talking just as we went on out the break about the women in the industry, right, and the makeup and stuff, and just me and Brandon was talking about it just like the other night. It just seems like now you can't hardly turn on a hunting show that it may not be an all women hunting show like Dress to Kill, but that show has got women on it hunting. Right. Maybe it be a special guest or whatever, but the women have just bursted into the scene of the hunting industry and doing really well. And I think it's a really good thing. It shows the outside world who don't live in the hunting, right, like we do around here. We all know people, girls that's hunted their whole life. That's exactly but a lot of people don't know that, and it's showing that women get out there and do it just like the guys do. Yep. It's not a sport that is held to nothing but men and boys. It's girls and women, and it's just it's a great thing that you're starting to see that.
Yeah, it is, because, growing up, and people think, oh, women, cook clean kids, and me growing up, that wasn't the way I seen it. My mom, I think, she hunted some whenever she was younger. I know that she bought a truck, and she had a shotgun. Her father, Russell Grant Adams, was a huge duck hunter. He was... he's who got my father started duck hunting. I never got the opportunity to hunt with him. He passed away right before I started going. But she kind of fell out of it, and a lot of people do, but now women are starting to stay in it because I think, like Mom said, it was just too cold. Well, now I don't have that problem anymore. We have better apparel. We have, the Thermacell foot inserts to keep her feet warm, because I know that is my number one thing that happens on me. My feet get cold, and I am burnt when that happens.
I agree with you on that one.
So, it's now, we do everything. I mean, they make climbers for women, you know. One of our sponsors, Twisted Timber Tree Stands, they actually made a seat that's a little bit shorter for women, and that's one of our sponsors. And I mean, come on, they're making bows now, and you know, it's amazing how far the industry has come. And
Yeah, used to, you know, the women had to shoot either a kid's model bow,
that's right.
or take if they shot a man's bow, then they had to just get one with very low poundage. But
Right.
now there's whole
And they
lines
have
of
let
bows.
off. The let off is amazing now on
Yeah.
the bows, and the FPS now is right there close to the men's.
That's
know?
right.
So, and the breakover is actually allowing us to pull higher poundages. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I can pull 58, but during hunting season I keep it on around 55, 56. You know, but the let off and the breakover is come so far. I mean, it's
Mm-hmm.
come so far.
And like you're talking about the the hunting apparel, years ago, if women was going to hunt, they had to wear their brother's camouflage or their dad's
the
camouflage, or
hand-me-downs I got.
Oh yeah.
or go to the kids section and get kids camouflage, and it
Yeah,
never
I wore
fit the woman like
Yeah,
clothes
I
are
did
meant to
that,
fit a woman.
and then trying to find it, where it's not, even if you,
To your knees.
yeah, down to your knees, or it's uncomfortable, or it's not fitting right. Now
right.
we actually have it where it fits us good, and that's nice.
It
So,
is. And it's cool, they make it where it breathes. In the South, we have a lot more struggles than what they have in the Midwest. By the time, we hunt Arkansas mainly, and archery season opens in September there. I believe it opens September 28th this year, and which is a little later than usual, but y'all, we're still fighting mosquitoes
Hot.
and sweating our rear ends off. And so by the time you get to your stand, and then it starts cooling off in the evenings, because we get in there 40 minutes before daylight, and we're staying until 40 minutes after daylight, and you're getting cold. You work up a sweat, you sit, you get cold, and now they're making the clothes a little bit more breathable, and the base layers are a little bit more breathable, so I mean, it's really cool how far they've come.
Yeah, I think it's a wonderful thing that the hunting industry is starting to revolve, apparel and not only apparel products
Oh, yeah.
that revolve around the women hunters.
Yeah.
Makes it a whole lot easier
Yeah,
for
the
them.
hairline is just amazing. When we have long hair, a lot of that stuff just, as women, we can talk, it gets so tangled, and it just breaks, and it's just a pain. And so now, they're making shampoos and conditioners and, everything, scent-free body lotions and scent-free, deodorant and toothpaste and, just everything. So.
and it's nice. Now I have another question. Now, when y'all go out, and you said, you do a lot of your own scouting, or do you have someone do that for you? And then your stand placement, do you go out and scout and put your stands up?
Oh yeah, we do it all ourselves. Being as to the way that I am a mom, my little boy goes to school, and the way it works during the week, we're fortunate enough to have friends, Eric and Cheryl, that we've started hunting with, and has introduced us to the public land hunting world that we've fallen in love for, and I've gotten a really strong passion for. So they really help us a lot. They help us because the way he works shift work, he can go during the week, and it has helped me a ton because he kind of gets an idea of where the deer are at that time. But it may take me several times going, because I can only hunt sometimes Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays, and sometimes Mondays. By the time you find the deer, it may be Sunday morning, and so you get that really good hunt on Sunday evening. But then the next weekend you come, you kind of have an idea. So it's kind of like an all-in-one. But as far as I hunt a lot of climbers. That's kind of my stand of choice, because it doesn't limit you to where you can be. And if it's not where I want to be, I can get down and we can get up somewhere else. But as far as trimming lanes and all of that, we do it ourselves. Pick out the spot I want to be in that tree. And but filming, you have to look at it a different way. You have to make sure that your camera can get all the angles. And if you do have that, buck come in and you have that nice 160 powerhouse standing there, and if it's too late and the camera can't pull the light through, guess what, you're tough luck. You got to let him go, and that's painful.
That would be the hardest thing for me.
It is.
To have that buck that you've been hunting, been watching grow for the last couple of years, and there you have him in bow range.
Yeah.
Perfect light to shoot, but
You
the
can still see through
camera
your beat.
can't get it.
Yeah.
And you got to let it go.
Yep. And that's why you try to get oh God, it's just crazy. It's a love-hate relationship with the camera. It's been so much to learn and so much to hate. Because we've gotten up before in the stand, and he has to get above me if we're in the same tree. It's best if we're not sometimes in the same tree, but because you don't want a big blob in the tree, and you want to make sure that your backdrop you have a lot of brush behind you, or kind of breaks you up and you don't have a skyline. So, you may get up and make all, trying to be so quiet and get up and look around, and he takes the camera out and puts it on the tree arm and looks around. He's like, this ain't gonna work. I can't, I don't like what this looks like. And then you, guess what? Going down
you go.
down you go with backpack and bow. And so, you learn, first I let him get up, he puts the tree arm out, takes the camera out, I'm still standing there, and then he's like, I got this. I start putting my climber on the tree and tying the strings to the backpack and to the bow, and then I come up, but sometimes you're so anxious and you're just ready, you might be running late, and so it's been an experience.
See, another thing, I know y'all talk a lot about archery, and everybody on that listens to Southern Outdoors knows I do shoot archery, but seldom. I have a passion for guns. I love to gun hunt. And do you do any gun hunting?
Mainly just duck hunting. We weren't real big deer hunters growing up. It was like my dad did it, and then he started duck hunting, and he got bored with it. But, it was just rifle hunting then. And, bow hunting wasn't such a fad then. Bow hunting has come so popular in such a short amount of time. But my opinion, I still have not killed a big deer, and to me, I don't even care about picking a rifle up. Shotgun, yes, I love duck hunting, and I enjoy dove hunting, squirrel hunting. But as far as a rifle in my hand, we own about 3 rifles, and that's probably as much as I'll own. It's just my passion for me. From the first time I shot a doe, I get so worked up shooting a doe, I can't imagine how I'm going to be, shooting a big buck. I know how I feel when they come in, but they're 60 yards, and, I'm sighted in at about 50, but I really only want to shoot 40. And that adrenaline I get with archery is so much more than
That's what Todd has told me. He told me, he said, because he knows I shoot, shoot 30 targets and this, that, and another. And he said, if you would ever just do it one time, he said that adrenaline kick that you would get, he said you would be hooked.
I gun hunted for so long, and I'm not going to say that I didn't get a rush out of, killing a big buck with a gun. I still did. But a friend of mine, Billy Montgomery, with a quick draw bow fishing, he taught me into getting a bow.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, I ain't getting no dang bow. And he just kept on. I'm like, okay, got a bow, and I started bow hunting. And then he taught me into shooting archery tournament. But anyway, that's how I got started bow hunting. And for the first couple of years, it was tough. It was tough, the first year I seen one deer. It was a nice 6-point, but it come in and it piled up in a top about 50 yards from me and wouldn't come in.
Right.
But then went a couple of years before I actually started shooting deer. And once I started shooting deer, that was it. I was done. The gun went up on the rack, and it stayed there. Let it grow dust on
them. Actually last year, it kind of got crunch time, and so I did bring a 7 short mag, 7mm short mag with me, and I actually shot a hog on the way to the stand because we were going through the field in Clarence, and it was a hog, and I kid you not, when we first seen it, we thought somebody's cows got loose in the pasture, and we looked, and it was a hog, and I was like, nobody's gonna believe me how big he is. And I shot him, and then we were gonna come back and find him later because I was ready to get in the stand, and when I got to the stand, I seen an 11-point that had been seen in that stand, and I actually clicked. And we got it on camera, but the camera light was low, so I guess it was kind of like it worked out good. But the chamber, I didn't make sure it shut all the way, and it kind of jammed. And so that was the last time. I hope that ever happens. I will check from now on. But, as far as that adrenaline, archery just does it for me.
And you and me both.
But you're listening to Hickson Ford, Southern Outdoors on Z107.5. We're going to take you to your Southern Outdoors Bible verse. Then we're going to take you to your B&L Marine outdoor calendar. And we'll be back with more after this.
Well, the good book says it's all I know it's true. An eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. You better watch where you go and remember where you've been. That's the way I see it. I'm a simple man.
This is the Bible verse on the Hickson Ford Southern Outdoors Show.
On your Southern Outdoors Bible verse for this week, we go to Psalms 18, verse 33. He makes my feet like the feet of a deer and sets me on high places. Depending upon God and His truths can make us as fit for life's challenges as a deer is for survival in the wild. Just as wild animals depend upon God for their every need, so we too must depend solely upon Him. And this has been your Southern Outdoors Bible verse, we go to Psalms 18, verse 33. And God bless.
Why are so many people choosing Hickson Autoplex in Monroe? Over 600 new Fords and 200 pre-owned vehicles to choose from. Upfront pricing on every new and pre-owned vehicle in stock makes getting a great deal easy. Shop online at HicksonFordMonroe.com, where our e-commerce specialist will deliver a great price and an unbelievable shopping experience without ever leaving your home or office. The reason we sell so many is you pay so little.
On the Hickson Ford Southern Outdoors Show, now it's time for the Outdoor Calendar, brought to you by B&L Marine.
Ready to hit the water? Need that perfect boat? Well, B&L Marine in Monroe has you covered with a big boat clearance sale now. Save on Bayliner ski boats. Save on Express and Crestliner fishing or duck boats. Veranda pontoon boats too. And through September 2nd, B&L Marine also has Yamaha and Evinrude motors with a 5-year warranty. So hit the water in style with B&L Marine. Check them out on Facebook or stop by 110 Old Bastrop Road, Monroe.
Welcome to Southern Outdoors Event Calendar, brought to you by B&L Marine, where you can get all of your boating needs. August 5th, there will be an NRA banquet at 6 p.m. at the Wynn Parish Fairgrounds Civic Center. Tickets are $35 each or $60 for a couple and can be purchased at the Family Jewel Box, Kisatchie Gun, or Sportsman Trading, located in Winfield. August 9th will be the Two Paul Bowman Club Shoot. If you have an event you would like to have added to the outdoor calendar, you can contact us by Facebook message at Southern Outdoors Radio's Facebook page or email us at southernoutdoorsradio@yahoo.com.
Let's get back to more on the outdoors way of life with the Hickson Ford Southern Outdoors Show on Z107.5.
And welcome back. I'm your host, Brandy Watson, along with Todd Causey and Tori Smith from Dress to Kill TV. And look, we are in here. We're having a good time in here talking about hunting and how we got started and being from the same town and listen to her stories about, her traveling, throughout the United States, getting to go on all these hunts. So what was the most exciting hunt that you've been on thus far?
Oh, man. This will be my first year we have a hunt plan in Pike County, Illinois, and it's a 2-week hunt, but we're splitting the girls up. The first week is 4 girls and the second week's 4. The second week is when I'm going. It's going to be me and Tammy and Maria, and I'm not sure of actually who the 4th girl is, but the first night that we're there, all the girls are overlapping so we can all be together, and that's going to be our first trip as girls together.
That'll be awesome.
A bunch of us. Me being so far out of the loop, I don't get to, I kind of pick and choose because I'm trying to concentrate so bad, on getting a deer. So I really pick and choose my travel times. Like all the girls are going to be at Wisconsin at the Big Deer Fest, but I just came back from Missouri, from our photo shoot, and we had a camera school up there. So, I went to the Louisiana Outdoor Expo and kind of hung out one day last weekend. But, so it kind of helps me out and keeps me closer to home.
Yeah. Talking about the camera and stuff and all that, and hunting, do y'all does Dress to Kill plan on possibly doing a hunt down here in the South, doing a show dedicated to the South?
Yeah, the girls have been wanting to come down here for some time.
I think it would be cool to have girls from the Midwest to come down here and hunt like we hunt in the hot and the sweat and the mosquitoes. And
when they watched my footage and they were like, Tori, did I really just see you drag that doe on a boat? And I'm like, yes you did. You sure did. You watched that. And, they want to come down here bad. But when we go to Pike, we're actually all going to be on a duck hunt. So I'm pretty pumped about that. And then we're deer hunting also. But it'll be the first time all the girls have duck hunted except for me, So I'm pretty excited about that.
I think it tickled, last year we had Crystal Pistol Campbell on the show, and she had actually came down, to do a shut at the Wrestling Civic Center last year, I think, for one of the sportsman shows, and I was going to come down to meet her, and she called me. She's like, "Hey, are you here?" I said, "No." I said, "We had to take the deer stand and make it sure we got across the creek from before the water came up." And she said, "That is about the countryest thing I've ever heard in my life." I said, "Well, if you don't get it across the creek before the water rises, you ain't going to get it,
Yeah, and it may not be there. Yeah, I mean, they have no idea. You know, they say, oh, we got mosquitoes. I'm like, no, but I did get bit by ticks last week. You know, whenever we were there in Missouri, I did get some ticks.
I've seen that on your Facebook.
Yeah.
And it's like, compared to what their mosquitoes, we have pterodactyl skeeters,
Oh,
is what we
man.
call them down here in
Let me tell you,
Louisiana. They
the pelican ain't got nothing on that mosquito.
yeah,
down here, but-
mosquitoes a
yeah.
state bird. They got the
Oh,
pelican
yeah.
wrong.
Yeah, they got that wrong. But yeah, they want to come down, and we've talked about doing like a summertime and doing some bow fishing and some crawfishing and kind of some, you know, grabbing some frogs. And I've been wanting to do some noodling, and I broke my hand this year barrel racing, so it messed up my noodling plans this summer. So I know that's kind of faded out this year. So hopefully next year, maybe when they come, they can all kind of get in there. We'll see which ones will do it.
I'm excited to see that too. I mean, we went frogging last year. We had a blast. That frogging is so much fun. And I don't know if any of the girls have done that before, but they've definitely got to come down and do frogging
Yeah. I
and
know
crawfishing.
Candace has shot some with her bow before, and I've never shot a frog with my bow. That's
I only grab them with my hands.
Yeah, we grab them with our hands, or you gig them, you know. So I'm gonna try that bow out.
You're listening to Hickson Ford Southern Outdoors on Z107.5. We're going to take you to your Wild Things Custom Meats Recipe of the Week, and we'll be back with more after this.
On the Hickson Ford Southern Outdoors Show, it's time now for the Recipe of the Week. Brought to you by Wild Things Custom Meats.
Wild Thing Custom Meats serves a unique custom buffalo bacon burger, pork, elk, and buffalo sausage, and their pickles are out of this world. Wild Thing Custom Meats caters festivals, private events, and company gatherings. Wild Thing Custom Meats, where everything is homemade and nothing is out of a box. They also do hog processing. So check them out on Facebook at Wild Thing Custom Meats or stop by 126 Oscar Kilpatrick Road, Taylor. On your Southern Outdoors recipe for this week, we have stuffed venison loin, 1 venison backstrap, 1 bottle of Italian dressing, 1 roll of Jimmy Dean pan sausage, 1 package of Philadelphia cream cheese, 3 fresh jalapeno peppers seeded and sliced, and 1 pound of bacon slices. Marinate the venison backstrap in the Italian dressing overnight. Lay out the backstrap and split it open, cutting halfway through it lengthwise. Stuff the inside of the backstrap with the Jimmy Dean pan sausage. Add Philadelphia cream cheese, fresh jalapenos, and wrap backstrap in bacon. Keep it together with toothpicks. Bake in the oven at 350 or on the grill on medium heat for about 3 hours. You just want to make sure that the sausage gets done and the internal temperature reaches 160 degrees. Once the backstrap gets a little brown on the outside, it will seal the juices inside and lock the moisture. And this is your oh so good Southern Outdoors recipe of the week.
Now, back to the Hickson Ford Southern Outdoors Show on Z107.5. It's not just hunting, it's a way of life.
And welcome back to Southern Outdoors and your crazy crew. We're here, talking a little frog gigging and archery and deer hunting and all sorts of stuff we do down here in the South. They need to have a mosquito season, and I bet you we could hit some mosquitoes with a bow and arrow as big as they are.
Need to do something.
When you shoot your bow, you're guaranteed to hit at least 5 or 6 while it's on the way to the target.
Oh yeah, or whenever you yawn, you take in about 5. Yeah, but you're in the South when you go to pick up some Thermacell refills and they're all out.
Another thing is what tickles me is when you're videoing. We've done this before, and you're sitting there and you're trying to be quiet, and you hear like in the camera once you watch it back, and then you hear smack, and then you're trying not to laugh, and then you get tickled.
Yep, it is. It's a struggle. It really is. The struggle is real.
That's right. Like I said about the Thermacell, when you go to Walmart or your local, sporting goods store, and they actually have the refills there.
You grab about 2 or 3.
Yeah, you're like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, especially the Earth Scent ones. You're like, yeah, you're so excited.
It's like, what's that day everybody goes Christmas shop? Black Friday,
We're going for the Thermacells.
It's a big sign outside. New Thermacells refills in today.
Yep.
Cars come from all directions.
Yep, that's exactly right. You see a bunch of camo running through there trying to grab some.
Well, go ahead.
Tell us a little bit about what you see the difference being between hunting here in the South and then hunting in the Midwest.
Man, oh God, I don't even know where to start. I mean, whenever you're down here, you're lucky if you see, if you're really trying to manage your property and you're really trying to let your mature, get to your mature stage of your bucks. I mean, you're lucky if you see 2 of them all year. You're ecstatic if you got 2 on camera, I mean, you're just doing a happy dance. And whenever I'm sitting in the stand and I've seen a doe, in 2 days, I'm like, or 2 or 3 days, and I get a text from Kristen or Candace, and they're sending me these pictures of these monster 3.5-year-olds, and I'm like, today has been so slow. I've seen like 3 shooters, and I'm like, are you kidding me? What?
Sometimes we go a week without seeing that.
Oh God, I mean, it's a huge difference. I mean, yeah, your weather, and we have a lot of the thermals, that we deal with sitting in the stands, and even if the winds, like you start out in the morning and your wind's in your favor, you may have to move within a few hours because the wind changes so fast. They have gusts. We have them heat thermals that just kind of keep twirling that center around.
That's right. And it's funny, I've hunted. I used to hunt in Colorado a lot, elk hunting. I did a lot of bow hunting up there, elk hunting, but hadn't actually been to the northern states actually on a deer hunt.
Right.
But I've got friends that have, and stuff. But make a long story short, he told me, he said, man, if you ever go up there hunting,
it's unreal.
He said, when you come back, you won't even want to sit on a stand around here. It's so much different.
I mean,
because you sit up there.
They're cows.
If you see less than 20 deer, you had a bad day.
See, and I can't even picture that.
Here, if you see 20 deer in a week,
I know,
you had a good week.
Last year when we were at Tammy's house and we were going through through her driveway, and I was just like breaking my neck because she lives on a farm, and I mean just deer wherever when you see antlers, and she's just driving and just talking, and I'm like, like a dog hanging out the window. Like, did you just see that? And she's like, oh yeah, and she's just talking, I mean, and they're 300 pound on the hoof.
I would be like you. I'd be like, wait, stop, wait, stop, pull the car over, go on.
So now I'm trying to be all cool, when I go up there and I'm just kind of looking at them out of the corner of my eye, and I'm like, yeah, that's no big deal, right?
Yeah, I'm the same way.
So I'm trying to be cool, but inside I'm just angry. I want to be up there. So.
Well, tell me this: what can we expect from Dress to Kill in the future? Anything big coming up?
Oh yeah, we got a lot of plans. We're getting a lot more hunts planned. A lot of the girls have a lot of, Tammy actually, Tammy has only shot a bow her entire life since, she was on the Wild Outdoors. This will be her first time to shoot a shotgun. I actually saw that. We shot skeet the other weekend, and she actually did pretty good. But she has plans going to Alaska and taking a moose and taking an elk this year.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, so I mean, it's a lot of changes. I mean, that y'all may not see, but we know underlying. Tammy, she's really an amazing woman. I don't know, her father passed away from cancer, and at the Archery Trade Association, the big convention that they have every year at ATA one year, she actually let Ted Nugent shave her head in memory of her father.
Oh, that is
cool.
awesome.
She's still actually growing her hair back, and it was really funny because all of us girls go to her house and put on her wigs because nobody really knows that she has to wear wigs because she shaved her hair, but her hair is actually shoulder length now. But she's such a good sport, she really is, and she's a little baby doll. She comes to like my chin. I mean, she's a tiny little thing. So
that'd be cool just to have Ted Nugent shave your head.
Yeah, really.
I mean, golly, Uncle Ted.
Well, Todd, you don't have any hair.
Yeah.
That would be cool. Have to talk him into shaving his too, though.
Yeah, really. You might have a little problem there.
Well, it sounds like you have an amazing group of girls to work with and have a great leader, Tammy, and I am so excited to see and so ready to see what y'all have coming up, for the next episode. And I'm proud that we have a hometown girl who's making it big on Dress to Kill. And,
it's still surreal.
To be able to, watch you and watch what the next season's going to bring and everything.
Well,
I'm so excited, and I'm so glad you were here with us tonight.
Thank you
so much.
Me. It's been a blast.
And hopefully we can have you back on the show when you're in town.
Yeah, definitely.
We only have an hour, so we could go on and on. We could be here till midnight talking, but my boss only allowed me an hour. So.
Oh, I wasn't thinking.
I thought you had something that you wanted to say, Toddler.
I actually wasn't thinking anything at that moment.
Come on now.
See, you're outnumbered again. It's girls against the guys.
I'm normally, it's gotten here lately, I'm normally outnumbered in here. We have more women guests on than we have men guests. I'm going to do something about that.
See, we say women hunt. We're taking over the hunting industry.
This is a woman's world. You're just living in it.
Yeah, there we go.
That is the truest statement I've ever heard right there.
There you go.
But we want to thank all of our listeners out there tonight. We want to thank everybody from Canada, Costa Rica. We want to thank everybody over in all the other countries that are out there listening to us. We want to thank to all of our family, friends, and fans in Wynn Parish, Winfield, Louisiana, right here in Ruston. We want to thank everybody from Missouri to Montana. Thanks for listening. And if you have anything you would like to hear or anything you would like to see, you can check us out on our Facebook page at Southern Outdoors Radio Facebook page, or send us a message at southernoutdoorsradio@yahoo.com. I'm Brandy Watson. That's Todd Causey. It's not just hunting.
It's a way of life.
Listen every Tuesday at 6 p.m. for the Hickson Ford Southern Outdoors Show with Brandy Watson and Todd Causey. Check out the website for southernoutdoorsradio.com. Come on back next week at 6 p.m. for Hickson Ford's Southern Outdoors on Big Z Country, Z107.5.